Hey guys, welcome to NatAndGrace Revelations. This is Tarot Tia. This reading is actually just a test. I'm trying to see what's going on, trying to figure some things out, troubleshooting. So this angle is kind of shitty, but it is what it is. I just wanted to, like I said, see what happens here. So we're just working things out. I'll do a reading for the sign of Cancer, just a quick reading. Or Sun, Moon, Rising, Cross Watchers, whoever's here. Actually, let's see what's going on, guys. Definitely feels like a situation where safety and security is a really big factor, because you look really vulnerable. You look vulnerable, or as if your shit is out in the open. Something is out. You get what I'm saying? Something is out, or someone is out, and it feels like they're lurking, watching, looking, searching for something, especially if they're trying to kind of get inside your vagina or get inside your pants or kind of get inside of, I'm leaving it at that. Especially if it's a possible Leo. It's coming across as if you don't know what's safe. Someone in this equation does not know what's safe, does not know what to trust, does not know who to trust. So they're shutting themselves off from everything, or closing out everything and everybody until they can figure out the truth, until they can get clarity. But it feels like even after they get the clarity throughout the month of August, whatever this is, it's going to send somebody running. It's going to send someone running. But it feels like it's going to kind of put their life on pause, or put something around them on hold, or someone is putting a relationship or a situation on hold because of what they're finding out, you know? It feels like a really big factor here. So to me, it's coming across as if someone may be finding out that they're pregnant. They may be finding out that their life is about to change drastically. For the better, though. This looks very positive. You know what I mean? Like a major transition, but it looks very positive. So to me, it's coming across as if somebody here is really in a space to where they're moving into a long-term connection, a long-term relationship, after deciding to close out a cycle that is kind of fucking them up mentally, or causing them to feel like they're trapped. Again, they're stuck, they're bound, especially by a moral obligation, by contract, by blood, by oath. You get what I'm saying? Something like that, to where somebody is coming across as if they feel bound to an organization, to a job, to their career, to something that is greater than themselves, you know, or even to their family, or to their marriage, or to their relationship. You know, you take this however it resonates, a partnership of some sort. That's done with. That chapter is done with, you know, or a cycle in that chapter, in that circumstance, in that relationship is done with. So it feels like you're moving into a space to where you're really going to feel like you won, or you're finding success because you paid off your karmic debt. So you'll kind of be in a space to where you feel like things are setting you back financially, or you're experiencing situations that you really don't want to be a part of. Like, damn, did I make the right decision? It seems like you'll constantly go back and forth for a little bit, I'll say about a month and a half or so, going back and forth to kind of like, damn, did I make the right decision? Or yeah, I'm glad I did this, you know? But it's because it's going to be a little bit of work. It feels like it's going to be a little bit of work, and it's going to be a little more expensive than expected, or the circumstance is going to require a little more time, energy, and attention than expected. But it definitely feels like whatever this is going to benefit you financially, and also benefit your health, because it feels like your mental health is the reason that you're closing out this chapter, in all honesty, or your mental health is the priority. And that's why this chapter has to end, because I see you empowering yourself, and you literally go from the fucking 5 of Pentacles into the King of Pentacles status. So that's an energy that goes from not having shit to having everything that they could fucking want and need, okay? That's an energy that's going from trying to figure things out, not really knowing what's going on here, to being the most knowledgeable in the room. You get what I'm saying? The most informative, the most resourceful, You know, or this is also an energy that, again, feels like it's had to work with what it's been given, or work with whatever it's had, you know, what was on hand. And because of that, now they know how to work under any fucking circumstances, under any conditions. Thank you. Under any conditions. And it seems like that's where someone's power is coming in, or that's where someone's superpower lies, is that the fact that they know how to make something out of absolutely nothing, especially if this is like a culinary, like knowing how to make great meals from scraps, kind of like I don't know, like a chop challenge or something. You know what I mean? Like, because it's definitely a rags to riches story, or a circumstance to where someone, it feels like they've been lacking, feels like they haven't had anything, or has not had much time or energy to really do what they want to do, you know, or to get things that they really need to be able to move into this new lifestyle, or to move into this higher status, this to move into a position to where they're able to give back. Okay? Because it's coming across as if someone is very happy. I see a lot of happiness. I see, again, donations, charity, someone giving back, giving things back. That feels like a really big factor. Optometrists and dentists seem really important in this equation. So medical insurance may be a factor. Medical insurance, vision, dental, that seems like a really big factor in whatever this is. But to me, it's coming across as if someone here is trying to kind of like steal your idea, or steal the ideas of someone around you, to try to portray them as their own, or they've been trying to portray themselves as you. You get what I'm saying? And it feels like, again, the truth is coming out about that, especially if this is a circumstance that's tied into identity theft or anything like that. Thank you. Because it feels like someone is illegally watching you, or unethically has been invading your privacy, especially if this is tied into your medical records, or your call records, criminal records, records of some sort. Somebody's been violating your privacy, and it feels like they've been doing this for a while. They've been doing this for a while. But it seems like they've been able to kind of go about this under an alias, or under a different name. You get what I'm saying? Something like that. Like they've been able to get by or gain access to you by using like a fake account, using like a fake ID, using false information, a false identity, portraying themselves as this person when they're really that person. A situation that presented itself as if it was this, but it's really that. You get what I'm saying? Like that seems like a big factor in your life, because, or again, even yourself, like you may have come across as this type of energy, especially if someone was perceiving you as lacking, not having shit, not being worth shit, or not seeing your ideas, your energy as valuable, because it feels like they finessed themselves out of something that really is about to take the fuck off, or something that has taken off, and they want to reattach themselves to this. But instead of giving you your props and trying to join in on your ventures, it feels like they're going to try to steal your ideas, steal your identity, steal your shit, portray it as their own, and present it to the world. And it feels like that's where shit goes haywire, because somebody is like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, especially because it seems like it's going to become very noticeable. It seems like somebody's platform, or somebody's thought, somebody's name, somebody's reputation, somebody's something, okay, is way too great to be imitated without notice. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like an eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. And somebody's like, yeah, oh yeah, my uncle came up with that. And it's like, you know, that's Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Like, it's something like that. Like, those ain't your words. Those ain't your lyrics. You ain't write that. You know what I'm saying? Like plagiarism. Something like that. Like, you didn't come up with that. That feels like a really big factor in whatever this equation is. Like, that wasn't your idea. Those aren't your thoughts. Like, somebody is imitating someone and trying to make it seem like they're not doing it, but in reality they are. So it feels like this person is about to get sat on ice, or whatever this energy is, these energies, these people, this company, whatever it is. It's like, sit down, you know, and let the real deal shine. Let the person who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about be on stage. You know what I mean? Because it feels like it's been a whole bunch of nobodies, or a whole bunch of energies that, again, look like they knew what they were talking about. They look like they were about it. They look like they had shit going on. But in reality, like I said, they portrayed themselves as that, but they really were this. You know what I mean? So now the real deal, who initially looks like they were shunned because they didn't look like they had a lot of money, or they didn't look like they may have were getting a lot of attention, or they were, again, perceived as if they didn't know what they were talking about. Like, especially if this is an energy that people just see as being pretty, or just see as being like a situation or person or energy that just gets attention based off of favoritism, or their likability, or, you know what I mean? Like, people may have been assuming that people were praising this person because they were their friends or something like that, but these aren't their friends. It definitely looks like this is genuine support. And now, again, someone who's been trying to convince themselves or others that this wasn't the real deal, they've been watching long enough to find out that this is a master, or a situation that requires mastery, okay, to be a part of, you know, or is about self-mastery. This entire shit is about self-mastery. So it's definitely coming across as if somebody is definitely sitting on their high horse, and they're not stepping down to fuck with these people who were doubting them. They're not stepping down to fuck with people who are possibly detrimental to their emotional health. They're not stepping down for anything that is not pushing them into the direction of success, because it definitely feels like something or someone who you may have a casual sexual relationship with, or someone who constantly runs in and out of your life, or a situation that is not here to last at all. It feels like you get in, get out, and that's it, or it's a temporary circumstance. It's coming in to try to convince you that you should put all of your time and energy into that. Like, you should contribute into this. But in reality, it's just going to leave you depressed. I see you by the middle of August. I see you being real sad and depressed that you did this. So it looks like you're going to realize that you keep trying to turn a shitty situation into something that's just not going to be, especially if you are trying to kind of like reconcile with someone you have children with through sex, or this person tries to entice you through sex and you keep going back to fuck with them, or somebody keeps going back to fuck with somebody that they have kids with, and it just to find out that the shit's not working. It's like it gets worse and worse and worse and worse, because someone's behavior gets more and more childish as time goes on. So definitely feels like self-respect, self-love, all of that stuff is a really big factor here. But it seems like somebody here may be finding out that they got a new baby on the way here. They may have a little baby on the way, especially if they're finding out somewhere between August 1st and August 9th. Or this is a circumstance to where, again, someone here is saying no, or start finally turning down situations that aren't going to last in their life, and putting their all into their baby. You know what I mean? Whether it is their business, their family, there's just something that they love, something that they're really into, something that they're really dedicated to and emotionally invested in. That's what's going to transform your life. It just feels like you have to teeter back and forth between your demons, and that feels like it's to be able to protect yourself, and your righteousness. You know what I mean? So your duality is going to be a really big factor over the next 2 months or so, because it definitely feels like you may have to get in whoop ass mode. And not to say you have to get physically violent, but I mean spiritually, you're gonna have to be on your toes, because there's some shit going on around you. And honestly feels like somebody who's been plotting on someone's death, plotting, you know what I mean, plotting to kill someone, hoping someone dies, wishing death on someone, wishing destruction on someone. Things like that feel like a really big factor, especially if red and black are a really big factor. A card that may be red and black, a person that wears those colors very frequently, or again, like these dark energies, or this dark energy that you may be experiencing that's tied into survival, so where you've been forced into survival mode trying to protect yourself. But it's definitely coming across as if something is haunting you. Something is haunting you, or something is haunting your home, especially if this is tied into beverages. Like you may notice that you're seeing these entities, or coming into contact with these entities when you're under the influence, or this person may have been an alcoholic, and they still are very vengeful. They still are very vengeful. They definitely could have died in your home, around your home, because it feels like they're like walking around in this drunken stupor. You know what I mean? Like they're still drunk. They're still drunk. I heard Steve or Steven. Steve or Steven. What's the advice? What's the advice? Or someone's, again, alcoholism, or someone's overindulgence, someone's stupor. You know what I mean? Like they're the way that they function feels like it's haunting you, or this could be a bad habit, an addiction that you gave up that's haunting you. You know what I mean? But it feels like your home or your environment is reminding you of this addiction, or there's something or someone that's close to you that reminds you of this situation, or you know what I mean, this traumatic event, this whatever it is. You know, it's something that's near you that makes you feel like, again, that trapped feeling, that bound feeling, that feeling as if you can't escape your demons. You know, feels like it's tied into a property or property, you know, things that you own. But your advice, Cancer. The advice, I had to make sure it was still recording, is definitely to stop stressing so much, because it definitely feels like you are welcoming chaos into your life by your thoughts, because it feels like you've been very pessimistic lately. But in my opinion, it feels like it's because there are things here provoking you, unless you've been trying to provoke somebody, you know what I mean? But it feels like there's something around you that is provoking you, possibly threatening you, or threatening things around you. And it seems like you kind of are in a space to where you may not be responsive to the triggers, but you're still affected by them, especially if somebody is being really mean to you, in like needles, shots, injections are a really big factor with this person. I heard diabetes, blurred vision. This person may be experiencing heavy mood swings, but it feels like they're frustrated. They look really frustrated. They look frustrated because it feels like they're in a position that they did not ask to be in, or they're in a transition that has been a little uncomfortable because they're growing into a new person. They're going from living a very aggressive lifestyle, or a lifestyle to where people have been very aggressive to them, or they've been treating themselves very badly to or you know what I mean, talking very negatively about themselves, and moving into a space to where they're starting to love themselves again. They're starting to find emotional balance, you know. They're starting to find stillness, because it's coming across as if someone is investing time and energy into their health, especially if chakra alignment is a really big factor for you, like just alignment in general. That feels like a really big factor, keeping things in order, because it feels like things have been crazy. Things have been really crazy and twisted and all over the place for a while. Your mind has been twisted. But again, it feels like a lot of it is coming from history, you know, not being able to let go of things that you may not be happy with, proud of, or situations that you wish you weren't a part of. But that's over with. It's over with. It feels like February of 2021 is going to be really important for you. February 2nd of 2021. February 2nd through February 25th of 2021. That looks really important for you, because it's coming across as if you're about to move into, again, a long-term situation, a long-term connection that may require contracts, deals, that type of stuff. And it seems like you'll really be happy that you're doing this. You'll really be happy. I see you signing something. Yeah. Especially if you're getting a blue vehicle, buying a blue vehicle, or something is tied into a blue vehicle is really important. As I see you being relieved from the stress of whatever this circumstance is, or relieved from physical burdens and whatever this is here. Fountains, water, the fountain of youth even. You may be aging backwards, or somebody in this equation may be aging backwards because they're hydrated. They are hydrated. And again, taking care of themselves physically. Their wellness is a really big factor. You may notice that your bra size is increasing, or if this is a man, you may notice that you are starting to get really, your chest is starting to expand. You may be gaining some weight, but it feels like lean. You know, it feels like, you know, like not necessarily fat. It feels like muscle mass is a really big factor, especially if it's like anywhere from 10 to about like 15, 16 pounds. That was like a really big factor. Someone gaining weight. Yep. Yep, it feels like anywhere between 10 but less than 20 pounds. This is a huge factor here. Also, anyone who's been born in the years of 94 and 95, they look really significant here. 2000 looks really significant here. Also, I heard 89. I can't make this up. I heard 89 very loud and clear. And then I got that 66 is here. And that's all about change. That's growth and expansion. So that's nice. That's growth and expansion. So whatever you have going on, it feels like you're in a space to where energetically what you contribute to will maximize, you know? So make sure your thoughts are very positive. Make sure you're manifesting, or, you know, setting your intent to manifest what you actually want, and thinking about what you actually want instead of, you know, so you don't attract things that you don't need, because it feels like your magic wand is fucking lit right now, Cancer. So manifest, 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 manifest. Thank you so much.